You want to grow vegetables and flowers, but you don't know where to begin? Today I will share with you 5 steps that will help you plan planting your kitchen garden. The first thing you need to know is what grows when. Seasons dictate the lives of plants, so start with knowing the growing season for vegetables and flowers you have in mind. There is a lot of information available online together with detailed seasonal calendars for South India as well as North India. Take one such calendar as a reference with respect to your location and mark out things you would like to grow and eat. Once you have a list of your vegetables and flowers that you wish to grow, you need to identify which one is a perennial and which one is annual. While most vegetables and flowers are annuals, meaning they grow 1 year or in one full season and die, most of the herbs like lemongrass, garlic chives are perennial, meaning they grow year on year. Vegetables like turmeric, arbi, ginger, they can actually remain underground for a couple of years if you want to get a bigger harvest. Flowers like sadabahar, ratrani, roses, these are perennial, meaning they will grow year on year. All trees and bushes like lemongrass, kadi patta, karonda, all these are perennials. It is important for you to know the life cycle of these plants so that you know what you will harvest and when. And most importantly, you will be able to designate specific locations for them and use them for a variety of functions. Let me explain that in detail. Trees are perennials, so I use them not only for produce of fruits and flowers, but also for functions like windbreaks or living trellis to let the bean plants climb on them. I know lemongrass is a perennial herb and it has a deep root system, so I grow it on the edges of my garden to avoid soil erosion. Vegetables are not well suited for these kind of functions because they get uprooted at the end of the season. So when you plan planting, this relative placement of each variety plays an important role in holding the entire garden together. Now we come to the next step of understanding how many seeds or saplings do we need to grow. Now this depends on 3 factors. The number 1 factor is the quantity of harvest per plant. Second is area needed by that vegetable to grow and mature. And third is the number of people in your household. Start with researching the quantity of harvest per plant. For a 4 people household, for example, about 10 well-fruiting tomato plants will be good enough to last an entire season. 2-3 plants of healthy hyacinth beans will provide beans ki sabzi every week for 4 people. If you have a 50 square feet patch of garlic or turmeric, it will give you enough harvest for 3 months, if not more. A similar patch of leafy greens will give you hari sabzi at least once a week. The next thing you want to research is the area needed between each row and seeds. A tomato sapling is very tiny when it germinates, but it can take up 4 feet of space on ground when it is fully mature. So if you are planning to grow 10 tomato plants, you know you will need 40 square feet space to grow them all. Moving to the next step, support structures for plants. Now that you know what you're going to grow in your garden and what are the exact numbers that you will require, find out if these plants have any special needs. Tomatoes, for example, will need staking to support them as they grow. Cherry tomatoes will grow very tall and hence they might need a trellis. Same is the case with bean vines too. Radish grows very well if the soil underneath is fluffy and deep. Same is the case with potatoes. So many people grow them on mounds. Knowing these things beforehand will help you plan these support structures before you actually plant the seeds or the saplings. The 5th step is knowing whether to grow saplings or sowing directly. Leafy greens like spinach, methi, cholai are always broadcasted. Vegetables like tomatoes, brinjals, cauliflowers, chilies and annual flowers are actually grown in nurseries separately on seed trays, and then they are transplanted at a later stage in the garden as per their space requirements. There are some vegetables like beetroots and radishes and carrots that can be sown both directly into the ground and also through transplant. Usually transplanting helps you with a higher survival rate, but if you are short on resources, you can try growing directly on ground. One important thing to keep in mind when starting a kitchen garden is that this planning should be done at least 2 months before the sowing season begins. So for summer, December and January is a good period to research, plan, and procure your seeds and saplings. For winters, July and August is the time to plan. I hope these 5 steps help you in planting your garden. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.